Hi guys, this is Raquel from raquelsdesigns.blogspot.com, and I'm here today to make a card with the Cricut Cartridge Creative Cards. And I just got this, picked it up, it was on sale, and I figured I'd give it a try. I did not link it to my Gypsy because I've not updated it, and I don't think I want to update my Gypsy. I've heard far too many horror stories online about what's going on with the Gypsy, so I'm leaving it be. I mentioned that because I wanted to let you guys know that the cartridges don't tell you how the paper has to be aligned in order to cut once you feed it into your Cricut. You have a mat, you feed it, into the Cricut in one way, but you don't know if the paper is actually going to cut in a horizontal or perpendicular, perspective from how you feed it into the Cricut. So I figured I'd give it a try, just see what would happen, and I put an 8.5 by 11 piece of white cardstock on my mat, and I put it into the Cricut like so. Let me see if I can move this up out of the way, and I'll show you what I mean. See if this will catch on. Okay, so here's your arrow. You're feeding your Cricut, and I put the piece of paper like this so that the 8.5 side would be right up top there, and then the 11 inch side on as the length going into the Cricut. And I cut my card at 5.5 inches, or I'm sorry, 5 inches, and it cut out perfectly on this piece of paper. I had just enough space there. So if you want to cut a card that's 5.5 inches, for instance, out of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, it will not allow you. It'll say that it's too small. Now, those things, all those little details, you can kind of get around that if you have a Gypsy, because you can see everything before you cut, or even the Cricut Craft Room, which this cartridge in a way suggests that that's how you use it. I don't have my Cricut linked to my computer. I just decided that's not something I'm going to be doing. I prefer the Gypsy. So in any case, I was able to cut the card, and I like this particular one is the trifold card. This cartridge only makes those cards that are listed. There are no hidden features, as there were in past cartridges. You would have buttons that would allow you to have extra layers, and those layers would not even be necessarily on your little booklet. You would just kind of discover them. In this case, there's no such thing. What you see is what you get, and that's it. It is a lower price cartridge, and you can use, it's not to say that you have to use these for the cards. I mean, you could definitely make an entire scrapbook just out of this one cartridge. So it's not a bad buy, especially if you like to make mini books. And I apologize, I'm doing this all sideways. If you like to make a mini book or an envelope mini, this makes 5 different kinds of envelopes. So you could definitely make a mini book just out of this one cartridge. And you could use all of those different features that are called layers in this case for cards, but use them in a different manner. So it's not a waste. I actually think it's a pretty good cartridge. Anyway, back to the card. This is a trifold card, and it cuts. I'm going to have to do this sideways, and I apologize for that, because I don't like watching sideways videos, but I'm going to have to do one, unless I tilt everything this way. Let's see if I can do that. So that's how it cuts. It actually cuts like this. So when you put your paper into your mat, you're actually cutting the back of the card, or the inside. So once you fold it, what was facing the mat then becomes the front of your card, and it folds like so. I went ahead and inked everything a little bit with Tim Holtz Vintage Photo just to tone it down a bit. Now what cut out of here, which is this piece of paper, I decided I could use on the inside to write my sentiment, but since that looks boring, I went ahead and cut the out of this piece of paper a frame for it, which I thought looks much better. That has to be cut out at 5.5 inches in order to work for this 5-inch card. So you see it's not literally 5.5 inches tall, but it works for that frame. And then another layer for the card is this little frame that goes on the front. To finish that off, it cuts out what will be the background of your image, which goes on this page here. Again, that's at 5 inches. So all of the layers, once you cut out your card at 5 inches, all of the layers need to be cut out at 5 inches also, even though that's not a literal size. The little flower that goes there, and then I went ahead and cut out the layers for the flowers there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this card a little bit of dimension. So I went ahead and cut it out twice, and I'm going to try to pop that a little bit. So I'll put this together and I'll show you what it looks like in the end. Thank you.